Oh my goodness. I love this. I love this. Because a couple months ago, or a month ago, or 5 days ago, or however long it's been, I don't know, I can't be bothered to care. But when when Pokemon was getting really hot again, right? And you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't mean like a year ago. I mean like 6 months ago. When Pokemon was getting really hot again. I remember I had a chance to put in pre-orders at Gamestop. I got 5 Prismatic Evolutions ETBs, and I had a pre-order placed for 5 Surging Sparks ETBs. I remember this. And I actually canceled. I canceled the 5 Surging Sparks because I thought, I'll have a chance to buy these Surging Sparks when I want to. Well, I was wrong. But I was like, I'll have a chance to buy these Surging Sparks ETBs when I want to. I don't need to spend this money right now. It's no big deal. I was wrong. But, so I canceled that one. But I kept the Prismatic Evolutions, which I ended up getting. I have 5 of them right over here next to me, which is just fucking awesome. And I remember getting the package in and opening it up, and I'm of course I'm getting all these, I'm seeing all these messages come out on the internet. GameStop canceling Prismatic Evolutions order, or this or that, or and one guy's like, I had 20 Prismatic Evolutions ETBs ordered across my account, blah blah blah, and they canceled 3 out of 4 of my transactions, and blah blah blah, bitching and crying, whatever. And then of course, then Pokemon kind of changes things, which this is recent now. This is recent, where you have to go in person to talk to somebody at the store to pre-order the Pokemon cards. So you'd have to actually go talk to an associate in the store if you wanted to pre-order, like, what the hell would it be? I get, could we use Blooming Waters? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe Blooming Waters isn't a good example. Maybe that's just a Costco thing. But if you wanted to pre-order the upcoming products, so like the whatever the hell it would be, the special box or whatever, you actually had to go in person, and you actually had to do it in person with an associate at GameStop. And so I remember that because I would go on their website and I would try to place these pre-orders. And as I would try to place these pre-orders, it would say verify store, or it would say find your store. And I'm just like, huh? What? And then, of course, I saw the little message that, pre-orders are now only taken in person. And I'm just like, so for somebody like me, that's a pain in the ass, right? That's totally annoying because I don't want to go in person. I just don't have time. I'm too important. I have too much going on in my life for that shit. The blood of my enemies. I have too much going on for that shit. And so anyway, I remember then seeing like Journey Together. If you wanted to pre-order stuff, you had to go do it in person with an associate. And I just happened to be on my computer last night. I was reading some crypto news and checking some stock market news and adult stuff. I know a lot of you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, right. But anyway, sometimes my humor just hits different. And I'm checking some crypto and some stock market news, and I see this little tab on my Microsoft Edge news page. GameStop will no longer allow pre-order of Pokemon TCG products. I thought, nah, this can't be true, but I kept it in the back of my brain. So then I look it up this morning, Moving forward, all Pokemon TCG products will be shipped directly to stores to encourage more foot traffic. This comes directly from PokeBeach. Now, I think this will serve two purposes. Personally, I don't think it matters how you get your business, right? I don't think it matters in which way you get business. Because as a businessman myself, I understand, right? Whether you're selling groceries, alcohol, tobacco, hard goods, right? If there's a demand for a certain item, right? Like if there's a really high demand for a certain grocery item and you have the ability to handle it professionally and safely, you want to be there. You want to have it. If there's an opportunity to handle a certain alcohol or beverage, whether it's Blanton's or Eagle Rare or Buffalo Trace, you want to try to have it when you can. You want to try to handle it, right? Of course. If the majority of your smokers smoke a certain cigarette, again, we're talking business now. I don't necessarily endorse any of these absolutely terrible habits. If the majority of your customer base smokes a certain cigarette and they ask you to handle it, you know, you want to be that one-stop shop. You want to be that, I can just go to this store for my groceries, my cigarettes, and my drink. See, there is a thought here. There's a smart brain process here. I'm gonna explain to you guys in a minute. I'm just gonna trigger a lot of the crybabies I don't like when I eat on camera. Give me just a moment. One more, guys. One more. Oh. You want to be that one-stop shop. You want to be the location that they can go to get those items. All of them at once. So they don't have to go to you, and then they don't have to go to like a different grocery store, and then they don't have to go to like the smoke shop. Right? You want them to be able to just come to your store or just come to your business. On the other hand, sometimes people will only come in for that one item. What I mean by that is, if people only come to your shop for cigarettes, it's a no-profit item, and it's a pain in the ass, and it's annoying. And you don't really give a shit about them as customers. Don't try to kid yourself. Don't. We're only talking business here. We're not talking anything else. We're not talking person-to-person interactions. We're not talking about any of that stuff. We're only talking about business. There's no profit in cigarettes. If somebody only comes to your business for that, they're kind of a waste of your time. So when people only come to your business for one thing, right, unless it's profitable, it's kind of annoying. Oh, I come here just to get this, or I only come here to get this, or I only shop here to get this alcohol. Or this. Alcohol is regulated by the state. No profit. Maybe a 0.5% or a 2% or 5%. Very low markup. Like, totally irrelevant. But you want to be that one-stop shop, right? So that is what Gamestop was starting to do a few years ago or years ago when they started carrying trading cards, collectibles, and that kind of stuff, right? They wanted to be your one-stop nerd shop, right? And on the one hand, I think they succeeded, right? You got your collectibles, you got your gaming, you got your, all that stuff. I'm actually surprised. I got to say this, guys. It might be because they're not regulated for it. It might be because they're not, they don't have a license for it. But I'm surprised they don't sell like Gamer Sups or G Fuel or have like a big cooler of Monster in their locations, because I actually think they would sell the living shit out of that stuff. Anyway, let's continue. So they wanted to become that one-stop gaming shop, right? Much like a Spencer's was like a one-stop kink shop for a while. And so they succeeded, right? And then what was happening and what I saw happening, again, this is not going to necessarily apply to all of your GameStops, but what I saw happening is this stuff took a ton to manage, right? Especially these pre-orders. When you'd have 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 plus adults coming into your GameStop. And again, it's adults, right? Pokemon is not for kids anymore. The Pokemon TCG is no longer for children. I've made this point in videos previously. Some people get upset when I say this. Pokemon's not for kids anymore. It's not. It's for the adults that grew up with it. Somebody will try to argue that with me, I'm sure. You're completely wrong. Pokemon is no longer for kids. And the adults have hijacked that hobby. Just like gaming. The adults have hijacked the gaming. Sure, kids do it, but it's still mainly an adult-centered thing. So anyway, you have a bunch of adults coming in, checking to see if they can pre-order the new Pokemon item. Hey, do you have the new Blooming Waters? Hey, do you have this new Prismatic Evolutions item? Can I pre-order Rocket Returns yet? Can I pre-order the Glory of Team Rocket yet? So you have all of these people, right? Can I pre-order Journey Together yet? You have all these people coming into your store to ask to pre-order this stuff, and they don't buy anything. They don't buy anything else. They literally walk in, they look at your trading card wall. There's nothing for them to scalp on your trading card wall. They can't pre-order the new stuff because you're not taking pre-orders for it yet. They're out, they leave. But you have to put time and effort and energy into those customers. Those customers aren't coming to the store for what your actual business is centered around, and that is buying and selling new and used video games, consoles, and accessories. Now, I've said it once and I'll say it again. I will say it one more time. You want to have access, right, to all of those things. You want to have access to consoles, to games, new and used. You want to have access to accessories. You want to have access to collectibles, and you want to have access to TCG items. That way you have the full nerd, dork, loser, basement dweller experience at your business. And you want to make sure that you have access to that kind of stuff. Yes, I think that's smart. Moving forward, all Pokemon TCG products will be shipped directly to stores to encourage more foot traffic. The thought here is this will get people to go to the stores and actually see what the store has to offer. However, as somebody who works in retail, I can tell you this will only have about 20 to 25% of the effect that they think it's going to have. If I'm going to GameStop to buy Pokemon cards, I'm not going to GameStop to buy Returnal. I'm not going to GameStop to buy Kingdom Come in My Asshole Deliverance 2. I'm not going to buy that stuff. I'm going to buy Pokemon trading cards to scalp on my rip and ship and then not ship the hits when somebody gets one. That's why I'm going to GameStop. I'm going to get something to either open for my collection, rarely that's the case, or to resell somewhere else and make some money. Now, I still think it's a good idea that GameStop is taking action to get more people into their stores. I think that's smart, and I think that's a good idea. But again, we've even seen with Pokemon recently, like Pokemon Center, they got to do this queue system, or however they're doing things now. They've kind of had to change the way they do things, almost like with what Magic the Gathering does with the secret lairs, when those are really popular. For instance, they had the Marvel Secret Lair, which sold out very quickly. I have one. It's for sale, $3,000 if anybody wants it. I have the full Marvel Secret Lair. Or like what they did with the Monty Python Secret Lair. I have a full one for sale if anybody's interested, $2,500. And there were people, of course, that waited in line that didn't get it. And there were people that waited in line that did get it. There were people that were really happy with the new queue system, and there were people that were really unhappy with the new queue system. And I think that's the way it's going to work. And I think this with GameStop is going to be the same thing, right? What do you mean I can't pre-order Pokemon cards on your website anymore? Well, we've seen these businesses have to evolve the way they do things, because now you can't just at drop go on the website, gobble it all up, right? And I feel like it's a good way to eliminate bots, because this way orders can be tied to accounts and they can say, oh, okay, you've purchased this. Well, actually, moving forward, will be shipped directly to stores to encourage more foot traffic. So if they're not going to allow, oh, look at this now, guys. They're not going to allow pre-orders, right? So now if you want to get it, you have to go on launch day to look for it. And I'm sure they have limits on how much you can buy. I like that. I actually think that's really smart. That's really smart. And it's a good way to control the flow of product, to keep one scalper online from getting it all and keep one basement dwelling loser from just ordering it all and then going and picking it up. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I didn't, my brain just hadn't processed it yet. Wow, that is really cool. I think it's going to be a pain in the ass for people that don't want to have to drive anywhere and just want to have it shipped to them. Like these 5 Prismatic Evolutions ETBs just got shipped to me. I thought that was cool. But I wouldn't go to the store to pick them up. No. I wouldn't go to the store to check and see if they have them. I have too much going on in my life and I can't be bothered to do that shit. I want to know what you guys think about Pokemon making this change. Do you think this is going to be a good change or a bad change? I've seen it in retail where people will come in and see if you have something, and that's literally the only reason they're at your business. It's kind of annoying as the clerk, as the seller. It's kind of annoying. Oh, do you have this? No, I'm sorry, we don't carry that. Bye. Like 5 hours, 6 hours worth of groceries. Why don't you go buy some fucking groceries? Instead of one nondescript item that most people don't fucking carry. Dumb as hell. So, I think this will increase foot traffic for GameStop. My overall commentary, though, as a business owner, I don't think it will have the business boosting effect that they want it to. Because, again, the person who's going there to check to see if they have the new Blooming Waters or Lick Your Butthole collection is not going there to check and see what their prices are on used games. He's going there, she's going there to literally look for Pokemon cards. If there's nothing, they're leaving and they're going to the next store. Neil with the Balling Plebs, your thoughts in the comments, GG.